Alright, it's been a while. Since the last video, we've been keeping ourselves very busy. We've added new enemies, reworked an entire town from the ground up, introduced moon events, we built a giant man-eating plant which you can do some business with. We've added loads of unique weapon crits and quite a lot of other unique consumable items and some other bits and pieces here and there. Rather than trying to explain these additions all at once, I'll run you through some of these one by one. The biggest addition, I believe, which I would like to talk about, is our moon system. To keep it short and simple, these are nighttime events that have a chance of happening within a real world week. One of 6 special moons can appear, changing enemies across the world into stronger moon-touched variants. Each moon gives enemies different abilities, different drops, and different rewards, meaning each event changes how you approach PvE combat. We've also added moon monoliths. These let you create your own PvE challenges by adding modifiers to an event monolith for a chance at some really cool, valuable loot. And of course, with new challenges come new rewards. And that's where many of the new weapon crits come in. These crits are more than just a flashy animation though. They actually introduce their own status effects and mechanics. Another thing that we've added are auguries. Auguries are a one-time use item that activate when certain conditions are met. There's a lot of them, they vary in rarity and can be extremely useful. Not only that, but they bulk up the game's loot pools and add to the trade economy in Windbound. We've added 2 new mid-game enemy types with their own unique gimmicks and place in the world. One thing that I do like about our PvE is that each mob feels unique and it encourages you to approach it differently, as opposed to just having reskinned kits. So those are some of the more interesting gameplay additions that we've been working on, but probably the biggest milestone overall is that Windbound has officially entered closed beta. We felt the game was at a stage where getting fresh eyes on it would be really valuable. And it's been brilliant seeing how different people have played the game compared to us, and testers that have been here since the beginning, and it's already given us loads of useful feedback. You know, we've done a bunch of quality of life, fixed some pretty niche bugs, and there's definitely a few things from here on out that we're going to be tweaking because of it. But yeah, the feedback was overall pretty reassuring. The things people love the most are exactly what we hoped they'd love. Exploring the world, discovering secrets, experimenting with builds, both the PvE and the PvP. The biggest criticism was the state of the progression, which is understandable as this is the first time fresh eyes have progressed the game. People wanted a little more direction, incentives for less repetitive grinding, and also some better balance between certain builds. Overall, this has helped us form a really clear roadmap on what to tackle next. There's a lot of other smaller things that we've added and changed, and some other systems which aren't the most fun to show, so I'll skip over those and I'll get to our Q&A section. Alright, so first question is, does the game's progression require people to kill other players? Alright, so there is currently no requirements in Windbound to progress by PvPing or gripping people. It's actually impossible to progress right now without PvE. In the future, if we add clear paths for PvP progression, it will be something that both parties have to opt into. We won't be having anything like Voidwalker. As of right now, there is an overworld ranked system being worked on, but that is something that both parties have to opt into, and also something I'm probably going to dive into in the next video. Next question we've got is, will the game have mobile or console support? Yes, the game will have both mobile and console support upon our full release. We want this game to be as accessible as possible to anybody who wants to play. I'll speak more on this in the future. Is the intention to keep remaking builds forever, or to min-max and circumvent death through skill? It's completely up to the player. You can keep a character alive if you want, but you won't unlock any meta progression from that run until you wipe. Interestingly, our closed beta testers actually found it too hard to wipe, so the game currently feels a bit too easy. With the amount of build variety though, we expect a lot of players will end up wiping by choice to try different builds or to progress other characters. There's also some pretty cool meta progression already in the game, and even more planned, and you can only access that by completing a run and wiping. The game does have slots though, so there's nothing stopping you from keeping your favourite characters alive and farming meta prog on another slot. Does the game have awakenings or ultimate skills? And if so, how impactful are they in a fight? Not really in the traditional sense. There is nothing in the game like Bonkai, for example, where you just unlock an ultimate and pop it mid-fight. Instead, pretty much every skill in Windbound has different variants or upgraded versions depending on usage conditions. Usually these are met by applying certain amounts of status effects during a fight. Every weapon class has a skill with an ultimate version as well. which you can use once you've met its status requirements. These are flashier moves that you've probably seen in my past videos with the impact frames and little cutscenes. So proccing your skill conditions is pretty essential if you want to get the most out of your full kit, not just for the ultimates. Will there be a clan, guild, or organization system like Peroxide? Yeah, so there will be a guild system. We do already have one, but we are working on improving it, and we're planning for it to be a lot more in-depth than what was in Peroxide. Guilds will be created directly in-game rather than through Roblox groups, and you'll be able to choose a guild archetype, which will affect how your guild progresses and what rewards you get. Yes, guilds will have their own progression, and they can work under factions in Windbound's lore. So, where are we actually at with Windbound right now? Well, we're officially in closed beta, but there's obviously still a lot we want to improve. We are, however, at a point where we feel comfortable getting more and more people in to play it and give us feedback. Our main focus from here is really just bulking out the RPG side of the game, making the world feel truly lived in and tying up some of the bigger loose ends. Our current essential roadmap for full release includes a boat rework, complete racial progression for all 9 of our playable races, our dungeon system, more meta progression, a few more mobs and unique enemies, and 1 more weapon class. We do have a full release goal and a deadline that we've been working towards internally. I'm not going to give that date away just yet, but it is something that we're actively working towards rather than just leaving the release completely open-ended. Before we do get there though, there'll be a few more controlled periods of play where we'll gradually let more people into the game. The main reason for that is to keep getting as much feedback as possible without being overwhelmed by a large player base, whilst we're still in a position to make meaningful changes. So if you've been wondering when you'll get a chance to play Windbound, there will be more opportunities before full release. The goal is basically to use these next stages to iron out any underlying problems, fill in the gaps in the world, and make sure that when we do hit our full release date, we can put out something that we're happy with and something that won't close back up for maintenance a few weeks later. There's still work to be done, but we're definitely getting there. And yeah, I think that's probably everything for this Tavern Talk. I do want to apologise for how long it's been since the last one, but we've just been absolutely swamped in work and trying to push updates out for the game. There's obviously loads of other little things we've added and some semi-finished things that I haven't gone into, but otherwise we would have been here for a very long time. Hopefully you've got a good idea of where the game's at right now though, and it's been really cool seeing people finally getting their hands on the game. And there's definitely a lot that we're taking away from the beta already. Hopefully we can get some more people into the game soon. But yeah, thank you for sticking around. And thank you to everybody that's supporting us. Make sure you join the Discord if you haven't already. That'll be in the description down below. But that is enough from me. And I'll see you in the next one.